everybody. Once again, welcome to the Monetize You show. I am so glad you guys are here. This is Gail Turner Brown. I am your co host and broadcast entrepreneur of the Monetize You show. This is the place to be when you want to learn how to take your skills, your talents, and your expertise and turn them into cold hard cash. We are here every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central. And again, I want to welcome everyone to the show. Now, as always, always started out with two pieces of information. Number one, grab your pens, grab your papers, grab your recording devices or whatever you need to take a really great notes because this is going to be a fun show today. And then number two, before we get our party started, I want to introduce to you my illustrious co-host, best-selling author, and implementation strategist, Mr. R.L. Chance. Take it away, Mr. Chance.
All right, good afternoon again, everybody, and welcome to the Monetize You Show. We are super excited that you have decided to join us this afternoon. We have a lot in store for you today, as usual, and we just hope that your new year is going good. We know that even though we've just passed 1 month, we almost finished with the second month, right? We have one more day to go before we go February. And that being the case, we want to make sure we want to do some checkups. How are we doing on those New Year's goals? One of your goals this year we know was to start a business, to be able to generate extra income, up level your life in so many different ways. Then that's why you join us today. But as Gail said, please make sure you take notes, make sure you share, make sure you like, make sure you comment. If you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, please share this out. If you're on Periscope, share it out. Whatever you have to do, send a little tweet, call somebody, let them know that your two favorite hosts are on the Monetize You show at the moment. Gail, I'm stoked about today's show. It's a topic we never covered here before, but one that is definitely mentioned in my book, the Monetize Your Skills book. And so we want to make sure today you pay close attention because not only are we doing a social experiment, we're doing a financial experiment as well. Gail is in the field and she is gathering research that is, not just simply academic or hearsay. She is getting the details for herself. And that's why today we have chosen as a topic to talk about the AirBNB gold mine. It's a hidden treasure. And Gail is finding the nuggets and the gems so she can report back to us. I want to let you know, though, in a future episode, we are going to actually bring on one of the top experts right now today who knows about this topic to give you all the intricate details and over 10 different ways to monetize using Airbnb. So, Gail, why don't you again tell us about the title of today's show and give people a little bit of a glimpse on what you've been doing, where you've been going, and how is it panning out for you?
All right, all right. So thank you for that. And I'm really glad you started it out by talking about, where are we in our goals, okay? Because this year I decided one of my goals was going to be to live. And sometimes, you get stuck in a rut and you get stuck in the same environment. As a lot of us are, and I guess what would be called an empty nester. Both of my adult sons were grown and gone. And so I decided, you know what? I want to do something really unusual this year, really kind of wacky, especially for a boomer. Okay, I mean, let's just face it. Sometimes we get real stuck, and so I decided to go out on an adventure. And so, therefore, I shared it with Chance, and he was like, okay, we're going to send you on assignment. Okay. So, this is my assignment for this year. So, one of the things I decided to do, not only with it to travel, most people love to travel. They like to go to new places, see new faces, meet new people, have new experiences. But along that road, we are in what is called the sharing economy. People are sharing their cars, they're sharing their food, and they're sharing their homes. And so I'm going to hone in on a couple of areas about like that, which is called the Airbnb. If you haven't experienced it yet, I'm here to tell you, I'm experiencing some stuff. But I've also learned that Airbnb is literally a hidden gold mine. You may have right there in your possession, under your own roof, a literal ATM machine, and you don't even realize it. And with along with that, you really could be living a more fulfilled life just from meeting other people. So today, what we decided to do, I wanted to share with you just some of the experiences and things that in my part of my adventure as I've been going on this journey. I am from Maryland, which a lot of you may or may not know, but I woke up one morning and decided I'm going across the country. And so I am now in California. I've been here since January, beginning of January. I literally took an Amtrak. Okay, can you believe it? I took an Amtrak because I'd never gone on a train before for a long distance. And so I took an Amtrak from Maryland to California. That was an experience all by itself. A pleasant one, I may add, because I didn't have to get strip searched at the airport and I didn't have to pay $1 million just to take my bags on board either. So if you ever have an opportunity, or really if you want to create an opportunity to take Amtrak somewhere outside of what you would normally do, I don't mean up and down the Eastern Corridor like a lot of us on the East Coast are accustomed to. Go across the country or just go a little bit further than what you normally would do. That's a great experience. Well, once I got to California, I just started experiencing California. And this is the best part right here. And I don't know, this may not be for everybody, but is the fun part for me. People have asked me, oh, well, where are you going? I'm like, I don't know. Well, when are you going back home? I don't know. It's whatever razzes my jazz at that particular time. It is so much fun to literally look at the map within California and say, where do I want to go today? And, I've asked a couple people who live here and say, okay, what is this place like? Or what is that place like? They give me their advice. I look through the Airbnb and voila, I'm here, right? And so it's really been amazing. So I want to share with you a couple of images that I have experienced since I've been here, and tell you a little bit about the Airbnb experience. So I'm going to take it to the basics, right? Most of you probably know, but I'm going to pretend you know absolutely nothing. So you say, all right, what is Airbnb? Well, Airbnb, and actually we've all known about it because back in the day, I remember my grandparents, they used to rent out rooms, okay, especially like during the war. Well, that's really what it is. It's a way to rent out your room for short-term stays, but under the Airbnb umbrella, you're able to not only do that, but you have someone now that's in the middle that can help to market your space. They help mitigate any issues or challenges you may have, with the person who's hosting. And as a host, they get to mitigate challenges you may have with the guests that you have coming into your home. You get to decide, do I want to accept this guest or not? You get to decide what amenities. And as the guest, you look through and determine, okay, well, what do I want? Do I want someplace just to sleep for the night and I don't really care about anything else? Do I really want to make sure that I get amenities like I would have if I were in a hotel? Do I want to go in the desert? And get to pick everything in between. So it's really, really cool. Not only that, unlike hotels, it is, I mean, it's amazingly economical. You would not even fathom if someone told you a hotel was $33 a night. You would think, oh my God, where in the world am I going to be? and I ended up in a really nice place in a oh my god, my room was fabulous. My bed felt so good. And the views and the scenery were really really nice. And the family that was hosting me was amazing. And so it's been really really cool. So I want to show you just some of the images that I've taken, and some of the places that I've been. So Mr. Curtis, can you bring up just bring up one of the images, I'll share with people what it is, and then Chance can kind of quiz me on some of the things that's been going on, and can answer some of the questions that. But make sure, as Chance mentioned, if you do have any questions, put them in the chat box, okay? Put them there so that I can answer them when I can, okay?
All
And
right.
so I'm sorry, Mr. Curtis,
No,
what
we'll
did you
do that. We'll do that. The first picture is up here already. So I think we have. I see a nice big old bed there. That's your bed.
Okay, that okay, I cannot tell which one that was. So I was in Long Beach. Okay, that's one of the things I've been really enjoying here is the beach. And so I was in Long Beach, and the host was so sweet. One of the places, this is one of the places that I stayed, and um, where we were, I mean, I was able to walk in. This is cool. This is so cool. So most of the places that I've stayed so far, they don't want people to wear shoes inside. Okay, so I would walk inside, and there were line slippers for you to put on. Okay, and so I thought that was really nice. And then I had this a really nice bedroom that I was able to stay in. And again, this was one of the places where, again, this was like I think this one was like $35 a night. I stayed there for about 3 nights, and that's no way you'd be able to get that at a hotel. It's just no way. The Okay, so yeah, so this one, so that's it. Yeah, that's the this is again, this is the place that was in Long Beach. She was so sweet. One of the things she did, she had the towels and your soap and all of that. That was all laid out on the bed. That was really neat. The other and this is, again, this is what makes this really cool. If this is what you like, in this particular house, she and her husband were from Kosovo, which is in the Balkans. Okay, but while she was there, she rents out 3 other rooms. So I met a couple that was from Paris. I met another couple they were from Canada, but they were Filipino. And so we were literally sitting around the table in her kitchen, literally drinking champagne, having conversation. That was so, so cool. And actually, Curtis, if you can bring up the image of it's me and a lady standing together. I had taken a picture of us. Um, and I don't know
That's
if
the
you
host or the
hopefully
guest?
you have
That's
that
one of
in
the
there.
guests.
Hmm?
Yeah, is that one? Is that the host or is that one of the guests?
This was the host. She was the
Okay.
host.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. If you have that picture, I just wanted to show that. So this was the host, and again, she was really really helpful. She was sharing with me what to look for, because that's the other thing when you're looking for a place to stay. It's really great to be able to get an idea of what the locations are like. Now, when you go onto the Airbnb website and you are looking for places, what's a good idea to do when you find some place is go through the reviews. Reviews are very, very important, because that's the only thing that other people have to go by to get an idea of what other people's experiences are like. Now, one of the things that people tell you, and they say this all the time too, when you go into an Airbnb, for the most part, because you can rent out an entire house. People have their entire homes that they rent. But oftentimes, if you're just renting a room, that's someone's home. So even though it's very inexpensive and unlike a hotel, just remember it's not a hotel. they're not necessarily going to be able to accommodate you in the same way that hotels do. I've literally seen reviews. I saw one review, it was so funny, where the person complained that the house only had solid soap as opposed to liquid soap in the bathroom. I mean, it's like, really, really. You may be there with someone. In fact, that particular house that you just saw, the couple had a toddler. They had a son. And I remember one particular time, he was a toddler. He was doing what toddlers do. So you have to kind of keep those kind of things in mind. Some people have dogs, or cats, but they usually will put that in the description in case you are allergic or in case you have a fear. Most of the dogs are very friendly, but sometimes they keep them outside or away. So that was just one of the really good things that you can look for, is when you're looking through the reviews to determine what the experiences are like, and that kind of helps you to make your decision if you want to go to this particular place or not.
By the way,
So,
that picture with the lady is on screen. If you wanted to mention anything else.
okay, yeah. So her name was Visade, and that's about as close of I don't even know, was it Bosnian, or I don't even know what the language is called in Kosovo, but she was just super, super cool. She and her husband both do this part time. She is a student and he is a professor at one of the universities here in California. But they were hustling, man, in between people coming in and out, man. It's like when you get out of your room, they were in there changing everything. Everything was so totally clean. It was perfectly clean. And so it was really, really cool. So, Curtis, you can bring up another one of the other pictures.
So as he's bringing that up, Gail. So obviously you're having a ball because you're seeing so many different places, and this is part of the why we say monetize you. The new age, the digital era of skills monetization allows people the flexibility, freedom of location, and so forth. And so that's is why we're trying to bring this, because so many people, that is, one of the dreams that I have also, to be able to do that. So hopefully next year we can make that happen. But
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah,
And
so
and
we want to make sure that our viewers get some key things, but stay tuned also, because as we wrap up, Gail is going to share with us how people are making a wonderful living doing this. Right, I have a home soon. I mean, I'm going on vacation actually on Thursday, Gail, and I was talking to you. I wish I could do it. Last actually, I know when I interviewed the friend that you're going to bring on, she told me about it. But that's one I didn't get to implement as I hoped to do, because there's so many things to consider. So I'm glad that even families are doing that, even though they have children. That was one of our concerns. So I guess you are helping to dispel some of the myths there
yeah,
also.
exactly, because in fact, I'm glad you brought that up. When you go through, you can look to see and you can filter actually
Mhm.
what hosts are family friendly and which hosts are not. And
Okay.
that was the other thing about that particular host at that location, that I think so far I've done almost um,
Wow.
10 Airbnbs. That family's at the top of my list, because one of the things that she did was she visited other Airbnbs. She and her husband visited other Airbnbs first, kind of get an idea of what people were doing and
Mhm.
how they wanted to structure theirs. So as I mentioned, when you come in, you get to put on slippers. But the other thing that you get to do, oftentimes when people come in, they may be flying in. They're flying in with their kids. They're tired getting off the plane, especially if you're flying from the East Coast or whatever. You're tired, right? And oftentimes you're hungry. Well, when I walked in, she gave you full instructions, and it was like, here's the refrigerator, the house is yours. You take whatever you want, right? And then when she got home, she literally did a tour, and it was like, here are the cabinets, here's the pots, here's the pans. You cook what you want, you do whatever you need to do, just make sure you clean up your stuff. That was awesome because there was fruit, there was bagels, there were eggs, there was nuts. Because I think that particular week I literally snacked on nuts and raisins and stuff like that. But she had it right there. I didn't have to go out and buy anything if I didn't want to. And so that really made it good. That particular place, I paid a little bit more per night, but I'm glad I did because that's something I've not gotten since then. And I'm really ready to go back because, hmm?
There's another image here.
Okay. Yeah. Now this is the same house, but this was really cool too. So when you go in, um, a lot of people will say, your check-in is at 3 o'clock. Okay. Well, you may have checked out the place prior at noon. This was one of the locations where it's like, hey, look, if you just need to throw your bags down while you go out or you want to chill out in the common space, you can. And that's what I did when I initially got there. I sat at the table and I pulled up my laptop and stuff and started working because I got there before check in. But that's also the same place where literally the world, I felt like like I said, we had the couple from Paris and the couple from that were Filipino, the host from Kosovo, and we were sitting there drinking champagne and talking, and it was just amazing. So this is literally my favorite place of all of the places that I've gone, and I stand corrected. This particular one was like $47 a night, something like that. And so, but they do fluctuate throughout the week. And if it's like on a weekend, it might be more or less. Um, okay, so this was cool. Now this was just me hanging out with my girlfriend. We had gone to have brunch in I think it's called Corona del Mar. And so there was like the beach, and in fact I think this was Laguna Beach. So the beach was in the background and we were out just having brunch. It was nice. It was like in the 70s. It was like really cool. So that's what that is right there. Um, and there's always, obviously this is California, so there's always something happening all the time. So you can bring up another one if you want.
Okay, so while he's cleaning that up, I got this is wonderful. I love that the beach and all that wonderful good stuff.
Yeah,
So
man,
so,
it's just
so
cool.
Gail, so how long does it take? I mean, okay, you in California, obviously you can be in any place, right? And you went all the way from, is it Maryland? That's
Yes.
a long haul, right? So
Yes.
how long does it take for you to like get organized to plan where you're going, what's the next stop, and pretty much to get around?
Well, and so that's the other thing. So again, remember, we're talking about the shared economy, right? So, and I didn't rent a car. I'm not driving anywhere. So in
Mhm.
between going from place to place, I use Uber and Lyft.
Wow.
Okay.
Now, well, hold on. This is cool. This is cool because she says I want you guys to go look that up. The sharing economy, because again, this is the kind of disruption that we are seeing in every industry. And before we close, we're going to mention something like about this because this is what marketing is all about these days. Okay, the sharing economy, and look, she is supporting people in the same process. She is helping small businesses because she is getting people's homes. She's also using Uber and Lyft and these different things. That's also fueling the local economy and helping mom and dad, stay-at-home people, different people trying to have this kind of adventurous lifestyle. So we
Exactly.
want you to know that we take this thing seriously at the Monetizing Show because this is part of what it's all about, right? So we are also supporting people who are doing this type of venture. And so if you are considering it, if you're probably going on a vacation like we are going on a vacation soon, Gail, and we're going to try to use an Airbnb for the very first time as well. So we are looking into that because, like I said, you are now our underground expert. So that's why we sent you out there on assignment to be able to figure out how is all of this stuff working. And well, we have some stuff in store for the future, but we hope that you can create a vlog where folks can follow you. We hope that to be able to make even a book out of this experience and maybe a whole entire training. Okay, so let me just give a shout out, Gail, real quick, as some folks are checking in because you guys might be wondering, what are we doing today? We are discussing the Airbnb gold mine that many people have not yet tapped into. And so, for those who are just joining us, welcome back, Kat. She's been on a vacation for a while. Welcome back. Glad to have you here. I want to give a shout out to my big cousin also, Sister Daniel Lenore. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate you. Imani Faith, thank you guys for checking us out. Dr. Cooper, always a wonderful fan again, and we want to reciprocate. Check out her show every single Sunday at 6 p.m. Central. So yes, everybody else, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're glad to have you here. Martha, thank you for checking in as well. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and share. If you have any question about this experiment or where Gail is going next. Maybe you guys can even recommend somewhere in California where she can go next, and that way we will be able to report on what's happening. So, Gail, back to you. Let's see some more pictures, Curtis, if you have any on there, so that folks can be. We want to make you part of this movement, as it were, free flowing economy. People are being adventurous, and I'm just glad to see Gail is stepping outside the box and the confines of just being tied down to one location. And so this is a traveling experience. So traveling, by the way, is an education in and of itself. So I would encourage you, if you have not traveled, get out of your city, get out of your state, and hopefully in the near future, get outside of your country and go see other places. All right, Gail. So here we have another. Look like you're traveling somewhere here in this picture.
Okay, so I don't see, I can't see it on my side.
Okay,
So
it looks like it's a dashboard of a car.
okay, okay.
There's the
So
trees in
so
front.
so that's good. So what I was doing, what I'm doing there, I am in I was in my Uber. I was talking to my Uber driver, Helen. Helen is Latina. And so that's the other thing too, because I get a chance to talk to I talk to everybody. And I was on my way to my vacation, which is called Rancho Cucamonga. And
Oh
so
no.
I've traveled from the beach, and now that was the backdrop, which was gorgeous. Those are gorgeous mountains. So I'm kind of like in a canyon, and those are the mountains behind, in front of me. And so I'm like, oh my God, I got to take a picture of this. It was just totally gorgeous. And so I'm gonna go back to what you said. Yeah. So as a part of the sharing economy, as you mentioned, I'm having an opportunity to not only talk to hosts of the various Airbnbs, but I'm getting into conversations with the Uber drivers. In fact, one Uber driver, his name is Ahmed, no, Khalid. Khalid, I was telling him, showing him what I was doing. Now he's right here in California, just like you are probably right there in your city. He's like, "Oh, really? I've never stayed in Airbnb before." And then he would say, "Okay, well, where are you going next?" I'm like, "I don't know. Where should I go? Tell me where to go, Khalid." And so we get to talking, and I said, "Do you do this full time?" And he said, "Yeah, this is my full time gig." So I ended up like, "Look, give me your number." And so he's like, "Yeah, whenever you want to go anywhere, give me a call and I'll come and take you." So I got my own private Uber driver,
All right.
in my area. Um, and so that's the other thing too, and I'm so glad you said that, Chance. So we have an opportunity to help participate in helping the small business owner. I mean, the freelancer is kind of what's where it is right now. It, it
That's
just
right.
it just is.
That's
And
right.
it doesn't matter what you're doing, who you are, everybody's looking for a way to make extra income. And I'm telling you, some of these people are making bank. Okay, they are making serious coin because when it gets, especially when they said, as we start going into the spring and the summer, there are so many people traveling. They need to go all different places, all over the place, and it's just so it's. I have never yet called an Uber or a Lyft, and it has taken more than like 5 minutes to get to me. And in fact, I've been like upstairs, in my designated room packing, and before I can get downstairs, the driver is there. And so, unlike, and I'm sorry, I mean, my father-in-law, was a taxi driver, but unlike taxis, man, they're just there and they're friendly, and I had one taxi driver. This was funny. This was this little lady. I swear, I think she might have been Vietnamese or something. I swear, if she weighed 100 pounds, I was doing good. And I got all these bags. Somehow my bags keep getting heavier. I don't know how, but you get into her car, and she was like, hey, there's water over there on the side. Oh, here's candy right here. So she's like servicing you in her car, because she wants to make sure that she gives good ratings. Because the better ratings she get, the more she's referred, the more people want to ride in her car. She had a Lexus too. And so, she was really cool. I cannot pronounce her name because, like I said, I think she's from Vietnam or something. But that's the thing. Again, and Chan said a major word, and you have heard it. I'm sure you will be hearing it more and more: disruption, because that's what's happening. Airbnbs have totally disrupted the hotel industry, and because you are rated, and with those ratings, it helps determine the kind of service you get. People are willing to go over and beyond what's necessary so that they can keep those ratings flowing. Unlike the big chain hotels who have certain monopolies, it's like, they don't care that much. But these people do. Here's one last thing I'm going to point out too. When you do an Airbnb as a guest, sometimes what may happen is when you look at, you'll have the regular rate, and then there's a service fee, but there may also be a cleaning fee or an occupancy fee. Well, that cleaning fee, what happens, and sometimes they will literally say this in the description, they indicate we pay our cleaning service a fair wage. So that's the reason why you may be paying an extra $25 as for a cleaning fee that's been attached on to your regular fee. Okay. So we are helping to support cleaning people as well as the hosts of the Airbnbs, Airbnb itself, Uber itself, and so many other things. I mean, some of these hosts are doing things. I have one host, as I didn't go, but I was reading through. He's a chef, and so he would say, I will cook for you, right? He's like, I'll cook this kind of food for you if you want to do that. I saw another one that said, hey, you are welcome to come and learn Tai Chi while I do my exercise in the morning. I mean, the experiences you can have by connecting with people in cultures that are not your own are literally priceless. There is no price that can be put on the experience of connecting with another human and learning and enriching your own experience. And that's not, in general, that's not something you would normally do. Even if you're on a business trip, you normally go, throw your bags and stuff down in your hotel, change up to go to your seminar, your class, or whatever, and then you're out. This way you get to connect and talk to not only the host, but maybe some of the other guests there too. On the flip side, if you want to be totally private, like don't nobody bother me, you have that too. I've been to several places where I haven't even seen the host. Some of them can't speak English, so they can't talk to me. And so I've had that experience as well. So
Oh my
pretty
goodness.
much whatever you want is what you can get.
So
And
let's ask some more concrete questions here, okay? By the way, Danielle is saying that she want to go with some exclamation marks
all
on
right,
it.
all right, all right, all right.
Kat is also, as usual, want to go check it out. She hasn't never done that, and so many things. So you're open on our eyes here, and this is very important. Again, I really want you guys to consider something. The world has changed and is changing before our very eyes in so many ways. This is becoming the new normal. Some people get angry about disrupting economies, but when you disrupt an economy, what you're doing is you're recreating it and you're actually creating more opportunities for different people. So, like you said, so many things are surrounded, for example, now with Airbnb, because now, okay, you're traveling to Airbnb, now you need Uber. And then you said the cleaning folks are also getting paid. And so many different things are happening and at play. But also the average Joe and Jane can also monetize and make money taking care of their families and doing different things. And so I really want you guys, I encourage you to check out this book, Monetize Your Skills. Okay, you can get it at monetizeyurskills.com or on Amazon. In here, I do have someone that we interviewed. I'm not going to mention the name right now because Gail is bringing her on next week. Is it next
Hmm.
week, Gail?
No, no, the 20th, because I want to make sure that
Oh, that's
you
a
are
long way.
back.
That's a long way out. But anyhow, stay tuned. Okay, but here's the thing. We are saving this silver bullet for you because, again, like we said, we're actually going to do at least two or three. Maybe Gail might even do some more on Thursday. Two or three
Yes.
sessions on Airbnb because it really and truly is a gold mine. Listen, I am missing the boat here. I'm leaving money on the table. We are going on almost 2 weeks of vacations on Thursday. I could have been renting out a room or two or the entire house while we're gone and probably be able to take out our mortgage for that month, right? Because the guest that we are bringing on, let me just put it this way. Let me just put it this way. When I interviewed her, she made $225,000 from Airbnb. All right. She is a six-figure earner on Airbnb. She has written two books about it. And not only that, but she's also, because she's a high earner on Airbnb, she is also in the inner circle of Airbnb. She gets
Right.
called to the table when they are discussing matters. So this is the kind of stuff that we are talking about because, again, there are many of us, we're all looking for opportunities, and that's what we do at the Monetize You Show. We bring these opportunities to you. We kind of open your minds, share with you strategies on how anyone with any skill, any talent, any interest can be able to monetize your skills, but not just in one way, in multiple ways. So
Yeah.
that's what this is truly all about. And so, Gail, as we segue, just talk a little bit because we don't want to give it away. We want people to actually return. One or two, just two, let's put two ways people are actually making money using the Airbnb model. And then
Okay.
what we want to do, since Black History Month is over tomorrow, I want to capitalize on this opportunity right here and share with you something that so many people are overlooking. But if you are a business owner or a professional, an author, speaker, coach, whatever have you, you will like this particular article, right? Not because I wrote it, but because really and truly, it took me 3 times to really realize what was happening with this phenomena that we notice that is going on in our country today.
Right.
Anyhow, so Gail, give us two strategies that people are using to actually monetize using Airbnb.
Okay, so obviously, the first way, obviously, is to use your house if you have a spare room. Now, let me tell you this right now. It this is crazy. It
Don't
doesn't have to
scare,
be a whole room.
don't
Okay,
scare them, no.
it it I literally saw someone rent out a hammock. Okay, their hammock. um Sometimes, and this, this goes over really well for young people, okay. The millennials who are just needing to crash. I've seen people literally rent out. They're like, here, you can have my couch for X amount of dollars. Here's a space on the floor. They put a futon on the floor and they rent that. Or they have a whole room that is furnished and looks nice and cute and everything. Okay. So you can, so the first strategy is look around. I think, in fact, the guest that we're going to have come on the 20th, she initially she initially had like her I think it was a storage unit. Okay. And she put two beds in there. She wanted to see what would happen. And
Like a
she was
storage that
able to.
is outside, not in the house, but outside,
Exactly. It was outside.
detached. Right.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I have seen people rent out their pool houses, right? I've seen RVs. I mean, I've seen people put bunk bed. You have a one room, you put two bunk beds in there, and then they will rent out each bed. You know,
Amazing.
I
Amazing.
haven't. I said to somebody, being in a room full of people having to fight for the bathroom. I did that when I was a kid. Okay. I had bunk beds as a kid, and I used to be, in the room with my sisters and my brother. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
okay, I, but there are tons of people who love that because they will rent them for like 20 bucks a night. So you think about it, 20 bucks a night. You're in a whole great big old nice house. A lot of them is in a really nice house. You're just sleeping in a bunk bed. Okay. And a lot of times that's cool with people. So that's number one way. Number two, number two way, I heard somebody say this. Remember I talked about the cleaning fee? Well, think about this. You can charge a cleaning fee. You have two choices. You can hire a cleaning company or you can clean it yourself. So you clean it yourself, you pocket that fee. Okay. You hire a cleaning company, you pay the cleaning company. So you can do either one. The one last thing I'll say is, how in the hotel room, because I saw someone do this, how in the hotel room you have a refrigerator and it's stocked full of food, and you get the $5 Snickers bar and crazy stuff like that. Well, guess what? People are actually doing that too. Because as I said, there have been times I've gotten in and I'm like, I'm hungry, and there's no, it's at night. There's no place to walk to the store or anything like that, and I want something to eat. And so they will stock it with water and other food and stuff, and they put a price tag on it. And so that's another revenue generator right there inside your room. And so that's just a thought. And then last thought, and I'll tease it a little bit because on the 20th, I had an opportunity to interview the young lady that Chance was talking about that he interviewed for his book. So I had a chance to have a long conversation with her about how she's doing it. And not only is she doing it, but she's put together a training program to teach other people how to do it. Okay, how to live. I mean, she said in within 9 months she had generated over a six-figure income. And so not only is she showing you how to do it, she's showing you how to scale it so that you can have multiple units, multiple properties that you're renting out. And she's showing you how to do it without any money. Okay, because that's how she initially had to do it. She said, I had to do it with no money. So if you have no money and you're trying to figure out how to build an empire using your home or other people's homes, then you want to stay tuned for the 20th of March. And I'll be talking a little bit about it in between that time. But on the 20th of March, we're going to have her on where Chance and I both will have an opportunity to talk to her and grill down into it. So we'll let you know some more, but you definitely want to stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
So,
And so, by the way, I don't know if you have a link if people want to go check it out in the meantime. And
oh
by the
yeah,
way,
we
don't get scared also by this word rent. It's not like your traditional type of when you're renting out a house. There's some differences there. There's
ex-
similarities, of course, but don't think that way. You know what I mean? Of course,
right,
it's not like no long-term tenants for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Because even with this, actually, sometimes the case can even be made that this is even a better and a more scalable model than
exactly,
actually a regular, renting out a regular house or apartment. So anyhow,
exactly.
it's
And then one last thing, I just thought about this too,
go ahead,
and
go
I
ahead.
don't I don't know if I don't know if our producer has the link that I put up, but you said I can't remember who you said it was. Was it? I can't remember who you said it was. That said, "Who I want to go." If you do have the link, you can put up. If not, I'm gonna put it on our page. But if you
Okay.
want to be a guest at an Airbnb just to experience it, you can experience it right there in your own hometown. I have a $40 off a travel credit for you. Okay, so I can give you $40 off of your first experience. So if you want that, you need to put in the chat, I want it, and then I can make sure that you get that link. Okay, so put in the chat, I want my I want to go. Okay, put that short. I want to go. Put that in the chat, and I will make sure that you get the link for $40 off your first visit. So with that,
Wonderful,
no,
wonderful.
no,
So yeah, if
it
we
will
put it
be.
on the screen, we will. If not, even for those who are checking the replay, you will be able to get that in there. Alrighty. So I myself, I'm probably going to need that too, Gail. So that's okay. Danielle says she's going. Dr. Tachi says how cool she wanted. Wonderful
Okay.
again. Terry, welcome, buddy, man. Good to have you here. Dr. Cooper in the house still. We have Kat, Martha, all of these folks watching you guys. What's up, Curtis?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, that's right. I'm telling
If
you,
you come
if
to
you do.
South Texas, you can visit Dr. Cooper Wellness here while you are using some places. Okay.
Oh, oh, oh.
Now check this out though. Here's the thing,
That's
guys. Oh, you saying something, Gail?
no,
Go ahead.
yeah. I just thought about
Go
something.
ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
see, just think about it. Think about it, Dr. Cooper. Check this out, right? Think about if a person is so you got two ways. One, hook up with the host and give them a like either a coupon or something like that for a visit to your health center. You know, while they are visiting. Oh my gosh, that would be cool. Or they, I don't know if they if you have this where they can actually get something inside the host place, or you host them at your house and ta-da, you get to share your health benefits of all your recipes and all of that stuff. So there are ways you can continually to get your word out and to make extra revenue by hooking up with other hosts and offering your services. So I just have to think about that when you said that, Chance. Okay, I'm done.
No problem. Hey, we always have tips coming here. Stay tuned on Thursday. There's some more coming on Thursdays at our Make It Happen Thursdays program. Now, check this out. Check this out. I want you guys to actually, I just put a link inside of the Facebook chat session here. I want you guys to check it out. And Curtis, I don't know if we have it, if we can bring up the link on the screen. Here's the thing. Of course, we know that February is Black History Month. We're not finished with it yet. There are many things that have been happening on this particular month. It's always a blessing every single year to acknowledge so many wonderful contributions of the African diaspora. Now, here's the thing though, but one of the craziest things that's been happening lately is the phenomena of this movie, Black Panther. Okay. If you have not seen it, I'm sure right now you're probably living under a rock. The thing is, everybody and their mama is watching this thing. But here is what is so amazing, especially during this time. This thing, as of last night, okay, was over $704 million in sales worldwide. It has smashed every single block office record at this point. Not only that, but it's also being predicted that within just a month, because it's been out for what, about 2 weeks now, almost 2 weeks.
Yes.
It came out, I think, on the 16th or so. So within just 2 weeks, $700 million. And they're predicting now that within the next month, 4 weeks, it will be a $1 billion franchise. This is an amazing, amazing opportunity. It's crazy. So, being that we are here on the Monetize You show, we are not here to discuss either way. What we're trying to share with you is if you are a marketer, if you're a business person, if you are anybody who have any inklings of selling anything, there are some strategies that you need to pay attention to as to why and how this movie has made so much money. And so that link there, you can go to the monetizeyouShow.com/Black Panther, all one word, the monetizeyouShow.com/Black Panther. And there, I wrote an article. It's a very long one. It's not your traditional one because there's so many things that are going on. So I had to put some time into creating this article. Okay. But it's called the 10, let me read it, make sure I got it correctly. Okay. The 10 unorthodox Black Panther marketing secrets exposed. So I'm exposing 10 marketing secrets that this movie has capitalized on that absolutely anybody should be able to capitalize on. So you want to know why it's a phenomenon. For example, repurposing content. Have you noticed that really and truly, since the world is on a superhero frenzy, Gail, what's happening is that pretty much every single movie that Marvel produces now is pretty much going to be a hit. Why? Because everybody's into the superhero thing. So all they have to do, they don't have to create new content. What they're trying to do right now is just simply take all these comics that they had from way back then, and now you notice they're bringing cartoons, they're making live shows, they're making movies, they're making TV shows, sitcoms, and so forth from these type of things. So you can do the same thing. You don't have to recreate new content or develop new content, well, rather you can actually take some of the things that you have already and repurpose it into a different things. For example, we share with you in my book, Monetize Your Skills. You can, for example, if you have a book, you can take the book and make blog posts out of it. You can do videos out of it. You can even create an online course with your book. You can also take the same book and actually create an online course, create coaching, consulting out of the very same thing. That's what we are talking about, right? Let me give you another tip real quick because I really want you guys to get this. Not only that, creating your own narrative, right? This is all about branding. So Ryan Coogler and others did not depend on the traditional way of telling our story or the Black story or whatever. He created a whole new narrative out of this thing. Black Panther has its own narrative already, but he added to it. And so you want to do the same thing. You want to create your own narrative. And now with live streaming, YouTube, and other video marketing strategies that we've covered on this show, by the way, you can be able to create your own narrative. And I'm gonna leave it at this one. Number three, I shared 10. You can find all of them. Curtis is scrolling through there on your screen. Number three, though, is disrupt the status quo. This is a game changer because what Gail is just sharing with us too is how Airbnb disrupted the hotel industry. Then you have Uber disrupted the taxi business. Then you also have a new thing that is coming online called Power, Powur. Power is disrupting the energy industry. And so now this is what you want to consider. How can you disrupt industry or niches or subcategory with your particular products, programs, or services? Don't try to blend in or fit in other words, right? The Black Panther is not necessarily trying to fit in with the other Marvel superheroes. It's standing out. So in other words, don't try to fit in, don't try to blend in, stand out and stand out like a sore thumb. The more you can stand out is the better for you. So you can use these kind of strategies and principles into your particular business or idea that you're trying to do. Do something different than what everybody is doing. And the reason why you can do it is the power of the internet, the power of mobile technology, that you can have circular virality where these channels can cause you to go global in a very short period of time, right? Like people can be watching our show right now from all over the world, right? People go on Amazon, buy my books from all over the world. I don't even know them. I've never met them because of the power of technology. So this is why I want you, don't just watch the Black Panther and be Wakanda forever. You create your own Wakanda experience. Make it a Wakanda affair, guys. I'm telling you, this is powerful. This thing was eye-opening for me, right? So this is what we are looking at this year. We are trying to create a movement with Monetize You. And so I think it was Kat who asked a while ago, Gail, when are we going to come together? Yes, that's one of the things that we are doing different this year. So we were planning on to have a live event, a live experience where we can come together and do seminars and workshops together and help you actually get your online business going in person. You're going to meet myself, Gail, and Curtis. So we're working on that because, again, of this Thursday, I'll be on a vacation. I'm going on a cruise. Praise the Lord for that. I'm not visiting different Airbnbs, but I'm visiting different countries as I go along. So we are looking forward to that. And we're talking about this is what we want to do in the near future to possibly even next year. If you guys stick with us and grow with us, we're probably going to organize our own cruise because I'm going on a cruise that has been organized by Eric Thomas, the motivational speaker, right? And so we're going to be connected with all of these high profile people, all of these success minded people. It's going to be awesome. So we're not just cruising, we are also learning. Every single night there are seminars, there are workshops, there are get-togethers. In the morning, we're going to be doing podcasting and all of these different type of things while we're having fun. So this is amazing. My son gets to meet Eric Thomas. He loves Eric Thomas. And so he's looking forward to it. He's only 4 years old. He went out, Gail, and got himself his bucket to build his sandcastle. He got his diving glass, his goggles. He's ready to go. He's like counting down the days. That's the kind of thing we want you to do. This is what Monetize Your Skills is all about. Gail is traveling. She is living life on her terms. We want you to be able to make money to make a difference, to make a lasting impact, but also to enjoy life your way. Because I asked this question, not to go over time, but I want to ask you this question. If your money was not tied to where you're working, will you live in the same area where you are right now? And the answer, honestly, to most people is no. Most people live where they are simply because that's the place they employ. And I mean, nothing wrong with that. But I know that there are many people who want to travel, who want to move, who probably would do better off living in a different area. I have a friend at church right now. His wife is ill. She's dealing with MS, but she has found out that when she moves to Colorado, that her symptoms disappear for some reason. So that particular area and that climate or whatever is the atmosphere there is more conducive even to her health. But the problem, it's hard to move because of economics at the moment. They're trying to sell their house, which is good. Maybe they can do Airbnb, who knows? So the thing is, that's what's happening there. So many of us, we can get away from toxic relationship, toxic work environment, toxic everything, and move to the areas of our ideal. One of the things I'm looking forward to is actually going to Bali also, not just for no 2 weeks, probably for 3 months or something like that, right? So this is the kind of thing that the economy today and the marketing strategies that we see at play right before our eyes with Black Panther and so forth, this is what you can do in your business and use it to your advantage. Anyhow, so enjoy yourself. I'm not going to be here on the Thursday Make It Happen Thursday program, but Gail has you guys covered. I'm going to be missing next Tuesday as well. But nonetheless, if we can't get Wi-Fi, we probably get it on the chat. But definitely, Gail got you covered. So Gail, thank you for sharing with us your Airbnb journey. We look forward to learning more about this experience, and hopefully people can join you. And like we said, suggest, recommend some places. What's Gail go to? Gail, come again, Curtis.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
yes, so Gail,
I
go on
did
there.
too.
So yeah, yes, thank you. I'm laboring myself alone on the screen here.
Yeah, I didn't
Anyhow,
know.
but Gail is
Okay.
gonna take us out. Gail, I really appreciate what you're doing. Honestly, I wish I can be there with you. Maybe one day we'll come out there and have
Yeah.
something together if possible.
That would be great. That would be totally
Awesome.
great. And anybody else too. That way, and when I get a play, oh shoot, it'd be really terrific if that's the case. Then we can get a whole house by ourselves and come
Yay!
together.
Come
Yeah.
on.
So that is totally a thought. That sounds good.
All right. Well,
So
I'm done for today. I'm done for today, guys. Again, the Airbnb is an untapped gold mine. Check it out. Follow the link that Gail has or comment that you want to go, and she'll hook you up with that. So,
right.
again, on behalf of the Monetize You Show, make sure you go to monetizeyouShow.com/Black Panther or the monetizeyouShow.com, period. If you want to schedule a one-on-one coaching session or training with us, go there, fill out the form, and we'll be able to get in touch with you. But enjoy. Make sure you live your dreams this year, and we can do it together.
Yeah.
Gail, take it out.
All right. All right. Well, thank you so much for that. And yes, absolutely, man. You guys have not seen the Black Panther. You need to see it. If you have seen the Black Panther, go see it again. Okay. Most of us normally end up seeing it more than one time because it is just that good. And now that you have some concepts of looking at it from a marketing perspective, that's even more of a reason. So with that being said, yes, here's the other thing too. One, I definitely will make sure I see you guys have put in. I want it. I will go back and put in the link so you can get your $40 off. The other thing is, hey, if you got some suggestions of where I should go in California, let me know. I do plan on going to San Diego before and somewhere in the month of March. But like I said, right now I'm in Rancho Cucamonga. So if you guys got a city around here that you think I should go check out, let me know and I'll just book it. It's just, as simple as one, two, three. And Chad said it right. I'm telling you, it really is a gold mine. As I've been talking to the hosts, some of the hosts, they're paying their bills off. They're paying their mortgages. They're paying for their lifestyle. And so some people are doing it sometimes, some people are doing it part time, full time. And as our guest will show you, she has literally built an empire and she's going to show you how to do that too if that's your goal. So that's the deal. So stay tuned. This is going to be a subject I'm going to be talking about over the next several weeks until we bring her on, because this is something that anybody can do. Anybody can take advantage of this. Okay. So with that being said, thank you so much, everybody. Hi, Kat. Hi, Dr. Cooper. I saw Tachi in there. Iman, I think Maria, all of them always and always, I always like to say thank you to our producer, Mr. Curtis Brooks from Curtis Brooks Media Production. If you want to make sure, if you want to host your own show, if you're trying to figure out how to deal with some of these gadgets and the technology, that's the person. He is the man with the plan. You want to make sure that you check him out. You can find him on our page. Just post it, hey, Curtis, I need some help. And he will get to you for that. And other than that, guys, make sure to check us out on Thursday for Make It Happen Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, I can now say 4 p.m. Pacific. And I can't remember what that is Central. Y'all figure it out. So with that being said, as I say at the end of every show, if you can imagine it, you can monetize it. Wakanda forever. See you guys next week.